Hi, we're back with you. Masechet Shabbos, Daf Kuf Chaf Amud Aleph. We're going to start Bezos Hashem a new Mishnah today. Mishnah that talks about what happens if there's Chas v'Sholom fire in the house and you want to save food. The question is, what are the limitations regarding saving food from a burning house on Shabbos? Also, what are the limitations regarding saving clothes, garments from the fire? There are limitations. We're going to learn about them. And also, we're going to learn about if one can take money for saving someone else's burnt or someone else's food or clothes that are about to be burned, save them from the fire. Are you allowed to take money for that, especially if it's on Shabbos? But before that, we still have a little debt from yesterday. Yesterday, before the Mishnah, we are in the Agadita. So basically, the Gemara asks the following question. We said that in the times of Yerushalayim, in the times of the Churban, to be exact, people were very, very dishonest. There was a statement made before. The Meroim said that in the times of the Churban, actually the reason for the Churban was that nobody in Yerushalayim was an honest person, and this is a statement by Rava, L'chov Yerushalayim el b'shvil sheposku mimenu anshe amona. Yeah, there wasn't even one person that was a real trustworthy, MSDika, reliable, credible person. And the question is, the Gemara says there's an Agadita that tells us, based on a pasuk, that when a person would be approached and be asked to be a Torah leader in the times of the Churban, so he would say, "No, I don't know Torah." If the person didn't know Torah, he would admit that he doesn't know Torah. So that's very truthful. And therefore, why are you telling me that there are no MSDika real people? Why? You see that they admitted to be not so knowledgeable. So, Zog the Gemara, Umimai. Yeah, Umimai. That's where we are. 4 lines above the Mishnah. Shabbos, Kuf Chaf Amud Aleph. Shir is Leilu Nishmas, my father, Menachem ben Akiva, Ruth Bas Shalom, Sol Bas Moshe, Aviva Bas Moshe, the Refuas, Rochel Bas Shoshana. Umimai, how do you know? Says the Gemara. Dil Mashani also, maybe over there, in the case of the guy who was asked to be a leader, the Omerlu Gamirna, if this person will tell them, I learned, yeah, let's ask him, can you teach us? Do you know Stoides Torah? Do you know Torah? If he told them, yes, I know Gamirna, I know my stuff, I know my Torah, Omule, they would have told him, Emalan, right? They would have told him, tell us. Of course he wouldn't lie, because then they would give him it for hair. And they would see that he's an Amoritz, that he's right, that he's not, he doesn't know what he's talking about. So it's not about being so truthful. It's about being pragmatic and not wanting to be caught with egg on your face. It doesn't show any honesty. Says the Gemara, no, Havel Meimar, Gomar ve Shochach. He could have still said, I knew, I learned, and I forgot. That would be a very easy cop out. He could have said, I knew, I learned. Oh, I know Kol Torah Kula very well. I can't really be your postik in your new shul in Yerushalayim, whatever, because I forgot. Sorry. Still, that's an easy way to save your face and still lie. Why did he tell? Why would the person being asked, "Can you lead us?" He would say, they did say, "I'm not choivish besamedrash. I'm not a person who's one of the lamdonim, one of the masmidim. I don't know my stuff, not as much as you think." So you see that they were honest, right? They could have just said, they could have made all kinds of white lies, and they come out straight, yeah, they come out clean, saying, "No, I really don't know my stuff. I don't know my Torah." So why are you saying that they're dishonest? Answers the Gemara, lo kasha. It's not difficult. Can be divrei Torah, can be maser matan. In divrei Torah, they would be honest. They would honestly admit to the fact that they don't know Torah. But in maser matan, they were not honest. So that's the way it goes. That's the way it goes. People can be very honest and nice until it comes to the money. It comes to money, everyone loses their values, the emisdik, the honesty. No honesty in business, unfortunately. and that's where it stops, and therefore Yerushalayim was destroyed. Now we're up to the Heilige Mishnah. May we see the Binyan Beis Hamikdash. Says the Mishnah. Yeah. Matzilin sal mola kikorois, afal bishesh b'mei seudos. House on fire on Shabbos, lo aleinu, and we want to know how much food can one save from the house. Allowed to save one sal, one basket full of loaves of bread, afal bishesh b'mei seudos, even if it contains enough for 100 seudos, and you don't have 100 people at home, you can save this whole huge basket. The igul shel devela, you can save a big, nice, basically fig cake, fig pie. You know, igul shel devela, they used to stick a lot of develos, a lot of dried figs together into a big one. I saw once in Spain one. It's very large, yeah. The chovis shel yain, a big barrel of wine, and he's allowed to save this entire thing. Obviously, this poses a question, because in the previous Mishnah, we saw not like that. We saw that it's limited for 3 seudas only. The Gemara will ask the question. The Omer La'acherim, second statement of the Mishnah. Omer La'acherim bo v'atzilu lochem. A person can tell other people, come, save the food for yourselves. In other words, he sees that the fire is coming, and he is doing some kind of hefker. He knows that the fire is ready. The fire consumes all the food already, burning all the food. You can tell other people, go save for yourselves. The Ritva holds the one is not allowed to do hefker on Shabbos. Machloikis. The Ritva holds you're not allowed to be mafkir on Shabbos because it's like a kinyan. You're makne to the whole world, from hefker from you to hefker. There's a shal in hefker, like a kinyan or not. Yeah, there is such a tzadi. Not from the kid.
Or the siluk.
Yeah, it's a lot of lom. Hefker is one of the most lomdest things in the world. Yeah. So the Ritva says usually hefker is like it's similar to a kno to forbid it in Shabbos. Here, because it's enya burning and he's going to lose it, then it's not called hakno. He says, listen, the fire is going to take it. You might as well take it for yourselves. Mm-hmm. Now, does he really want to give all the food to other people? No, but he has no choice because the fire is taking it. Now, let's say people saved the food. If they're smart, they make a cheshbon with him after Shabbos. They should pay them for what? We're going to see in the Gemara exactly what. Basically, you want your food back? He would, right? He had no choice. He was mafkir not out of love and avas chesed. He was mafkir because he had no choice. The other people can come to him after Shabbos and say, you want your food back? Let's make a cheshbon. Let's make a cheshbon how much you owe us in order for us to give you back the food that was yours before the fire. Exactly how that works is a very, very nice sugya we're going to see in the Gemara today. Lechen metzilin oisan. Where are you allowed to take the food to? Into where? Says the Gemara, lechotzer meoreves. Says Tanakama, the Mishnah, to a chotzer meoreves. What's chotzer meoreves? Me'adrin and me'adrin. It's a chotzer, as opposed to the movui of the Sefer Torah in the previous sugya. This is a chotzer. The chotzer, we're talking about a closed courtyard. Me'urav, me'adrin and me'adrin. So why are you limited regarding the amount of food you're allowed to take out? So we already said, and Rashi says here too, because Rashi says in the bottom of the page, because really, if the person gets too engrossed, too involved in saving the food, it may come to put out the fire. So it's nothing to do tiltul. It's not muktzah. There's no problem with it, but still will limit the amount of food a person can take, so that he should realize there is some kind of, there's some kind of limit. Yeah, we're putting some kind of a top, limitation on the amount that he can take, so it doesn't get too involved with it, may come to put out the fire and extinguish. That's the gzera. Ben Beseira Omer. Ben Beseira again is being more lenient, as we said before. You're even allowed to take the food to a chotzer which is eina moreves, meaning it has to be a chotzer which is properly closed, but there's no eruv chatzeros. Yeah, in other words, they didn't do the collection of the bread on Erev Shabbos. But without the structure, it's a chotzer. A Sefer Torah, you can save even more. You can save even from movu. Remember, she'ena mefulash. This is for a chotzer even without eruv. But Meser always allows you a little bit more. I guess it's Tzorach Shabbos, Shas Adchak, he allows you more. Well, a sham motzi kol klei tashmishoy. There, to the same place, whichever kind of chotzer, you're allowed to take out to that place kol klei tashmishoy, all the kelim that he needs to use on Shabbos for food. All your kelim of Shabbos you can take. I don't know about other kelim. I'd like to check that in halacha. I didn't have time. But lamaise klei tashmisho for Rav Son Rishonim means kelim like glasses, cups, cutlery, plates that he can take out also to the chotzer, whatever he needs for the 3 meals. What else can he take? Otherwise, of course, it's limited. Yeah, you can't start taking anything you want. Then, needless to say, right? You can't start taking your sofa, your sforim. No. What about clothes? What about the garments that he wears? He can wear whatever he can wear. He's allowed to wear whatever he can wear. According to Tanakama, which eventually we're going to see is will be male, you can wear 5 jackets. You can wear 10 pairs of pants. You can wear, 3 shoes one on top of the other. As long as it's derech levisha, as long as you're wearing it but not taking it. You're not allowed to take your jackets and your shirts, with the hangers, schlep them out. No. You can only take it wearing it. That's a limitation of clothes. By food, the limitation is the amount, but you're taking it normal. You're schlepping it biyadayim. The clothes you wear and you otef and you wrap yourself and you can wear 3 hats and 10 scarves. But there is some kind, it's in a way, it's even a better way of remembering, because your otef, you wear it, b'derech levisha, that would stop you from coming to mechabe, extinguish the fire. Rabbi Yossi has a different limitation. Yud ches kelim. Rabbi Yossi says no. You're not allowed to wear, however many clothes you want. Only 18 kelim. You're allowed to wear 18 kelim. 18 clothes and that's it. Right? Shmonasel kelim. And the Gemara will say which ones. Just the 18 basic clothes you're allowed to wear. But more than the basic clothes, the 18 ones, no. Continues the Mishnah according to Tanakama. According to Tanakama, you're allowed to get undressed outside in the chotzer, come back for more again and again. Why? In other words, as long as you're wearing it, let's say you wore 1 hat, 2 hats, you went to the chotzer, you come home for the other 2 hats. I don't know how many hats he has, 3 jackets out, again 3 jackets out. The limitation is not in the amount of clothes. It's just the fact you're wearing it. So you can go back and forth and keep wearing again and again, dressing yourself again and again. Right? According to Rabbi Yossi, according to Rashi, it's Machlokes Rishonim. I'm following Rashi here. Rashi is mashma. According to Rabbi Yossi, no. You can only wear Yud Ches Kelim, right? Once and that's it. You can't wear it again and again. 18 Kelim. Now, V'omer Lacherim, it tells the other people, Bo v'atzilu imi, come and save with me. Bo v'atzilu imi. Doesn't say Bo v'atzilu lochem, Bo v'atzilu imi. Remember the difference? You notice the difference? Mm-hmm. In food, it says Bo v'atzilu lochem. By clothes, you can say, come save with me. Why? So the Ritva says for the same reason. The food there's more danger of him coming to extinguish the fire. Right? Because he takes it the normal way. He takes it derech taking. And therefore, if he tells people, come take for me, imi with me, that's bad. Because at the end of the day, they'll all come to put out the fire. Belevush, he only wears it derech levush. He wears it the way people wear clothes. It's more limited in a way. The way you do it will remind you every second, you won't forget yourself. Remember, I'm only wearing it. Don't schlep. Don't take even 1 hanger with any dress on it or shaitel on the shaitel head. No, you can't schlep them, only wear them. Because it's in a way more limited. That's why I can even tell other people, come save with me. And those people will also only wear it on themselves. Because nobody ever touches the clothes mitzad in a way of taking, only in the way of wearing. That is so good, you can even tell other people, come save with me. Says the Gemara. The first question is, Vatan el Reisha. It says in the first Mishnah, the Mishnah prior to this one says, Gimel Seudus V'tuloi. It says in the first Mishnah, you're only allowed to take out on Shabbos from a burning house 3 Sudas and nothing else, no more than 3. And here you're making a whole party. A sal, a basket full of 100 meals. What's going on? Omar Vuna Lo Kasha. It's not difficult. There's no contradiction between the Mishnahs. Kan b'bale hatzil, kan b'bale kapel. Oh, there's a difference between the hatzil and the kapel, which means bale hatzil means that in our Mishnah we're talking about one basket which has 100 meals in it, and that's the way it was before the fire started. He has one kli which he's matzil in one go. All he has to do, there's no tircha, there's no running around the house. Yeah? And therefore, while you're running around, you say, let's just put out this crazy fire. I need to save this, I need to save that. No. You are just saving one kli. Imagine yourself a big carton that's in the he's ready for a war, like we have in the Mamad in Israel, yeah? He has one carton, yeah, one box full of what? Full of food of 10 sudas, 20 sudas, but it's been like that. All you have to do is chick chack, take it out as it is. That's called lahatzil. And there, even if you have 100 sudas, it's okay. That's our Mishnah. Kan b'bo lekapel. Lekapel doesn't really mean to fold, means more like to collect. The Mishnah, the limited to 3 meals, is no, a regular kitchen. You want to take a yogurt from here, chicken from there, cholent from there. You're coming to collect it in many, many small ways. Out, in, out, in, out. No limitation. You're running around like a chicken without a head, doing many, collecting from many parts of the house. Some Rishonim say, doesn't matter. At the end of the day, you're collecting it in smaller ways. Some say collect into a bigger thing. At the end of the day, you collect many small items. So where's the limit? The limit has to be in the amount. The amount has to be only Shalosh Sudas. Once you see in the Chotzer, you have Shalosh Sudas, you tell the family, stop guys, that's it. We have enough of Shalosh Sudas for the one minute for Shabbos. Now, I'm sorry. The Gemara will say what I said. If you do a solo, meaning to save one box that contains a lot, matzilas kulan, you can save everything. If that one box has already had before had a lot of food, you can save all the food that's in that one box and that one basket. Want to collect? You can only start collecting from this corner and that corner, the kitchen, the pantry, the fridge. You can only save shalosh seudos, only 3 meals. Now comes the question, yeah? And actually, first we're going to see another opinion, and then a question. Abba bar Zavda Omer, Rav. Abba bar Zavda in the name of Rav says, Idi ve'idi bebal kapel. Both Mishnah and previous Mishnah, both of them talk. I want to stress what Tosfos says. Even Ba'al Kapel. The Kapel is worse, right? The Kapel is when you collect and collect and collect a chicken from here and a challah from there. Individual Ba'al Kapel, Velo Kasha, and still there is a certain situation in which you're allowed to do Mekapel and 100 meals. You can run round again and again and run and still get 100 meals. How's that? How could that be? Which means the difference is as follows. If it's for this chotzer, I know that I'm limited to only save whatever I want to save to this chotzer, and that's it. I can't go beyond the borders of my own chotzer. So then, even, I stress what I'm saving a lot of work now in Tosfos, even if I'm collecting in small amounts, as long as my final collection point, the not the collection point, the point where everything is gathered to at the end, my end point is one chotzer, then even the lekapel, which is worse, which is running around many times, is okay. It's to the chotzer. Kol sheken if I have one basket. Kan chotzer acheres. What does it mean? If you want to collect and pass it to another chotzer, you don't seem to be limited in any other way. You start already with a different chotzer. What about the other one? The other one, where's the limitation? You went beyond the borders of your own chotzer. Maybe you'll go to 3, 4, 5 chatzeres. You're going to fill the whole street with your food. Some people collect, hoarders. They have a lot of food in the house. So therefore, if it's chotzer cheres, then it's limited to 3 meals only, even if it's inside one big basket. Wow. Even if you have one basket only, and you're not toreach, right? That one big basket should only contain 3 meals. Kol sheken, if you're collecting small amount, only 3 meals. That is if your end station is the chotzer cheres. Because there you have to be more limited. Once I go beyond my own borders, if you don't limit him, you'll say, okay, here's a big kli of 100 meals. I'll take to the chotzer cheres, but here's another one. Yeah? So therefore, chotzer cheres, we say, Mister, that's it. So Lamais, at the end of the day, it's very clear. The Ritva says mefurish. Lechotzer shaloi, you're allowed to do ben kapel ben lahatzil, even many seudos. Lechotzer cheres, only 3 seudos, either kapel lahatzil. It's very clear. It's very, very clear. Okay, now, here finally comes the question. What about the following case? We're going now to see a case which combines lekapel and lehatzil. Pires talisoi, indoors, the guy's not stupid, he sees fires coming, he knows the halacha. You know what he does? He spreads out his cloak, his garment, the kipel ve'niach, mai. What's the halacha? What does it mean? He takes, let's say in today's terms, he takes a big box indoors. The food was not in the box before the fire started, as we said before. He's now collecting from the kitchen, from the pantry, from the fridge, from the Pesach kitchen, from the dining room. He's collecting a lot of, small amounts of food into the big box. That's a collection point. And then from there, he wants to take it outside. That's a combination about collecting, gleaning from small amounts from different places. But at the end of the day, the final result is boom, boom, is one big box outside. How do you define that? Mine. Where would you locate that? How do you define it? Kebal lehatzil dami or kebal lekapel dami? Do we say it's like lehatzil because at the end of the day, when he's leaving the house, what's the story? One big box, boom, out. Or maybe kebal lekapel dami because inside at the end of the day, he did run around a lot in order to get all the food inside, right? And maybe while he does that, there was chashash he'd come to put out the fire. That's the question, right? So are you still limited to 3 meals only? Or maybe by then you could do 100 meals. Answer the Gemara. Itmar, the Bach adds the word toshma. Toshma. Midoma Rove. We're going to prove it from a like a twisted way from something the Rova didn't say. Midoma Rove says as follows. At Rav Shezvi Rav Chisda. Rava says you should know Rav Shezvi misled Rav Chisda, made Rav Chisda make a mistake, Vidorash, and he said the following drosha. And I want to remind you, basically the Amoiro Rav Shezvi added a certain piece of information on a brisa that we saw in Daf, if I'm not mistaken, Kuf Yud Zayin. Remember the story of the Chovis barrel? There was a barrel of wine. It cracked open. The wine starts spilling, and you can bring a lot of kalim, or maybe not so many kalim. You're allowed to bring kalim, receptacles to accept the wine. And we saw there's a limitation there too. What's the chash over there? There's no fire. The chash over there, if you remember, was you shouldn't come to schlep more kalim from Rishus Harabim, right? That's a chashash. And what did we say? Maybe kli meniach tachtea. Take a kli, right? And that kli, that vessel, you can take one vessel, put it under basically the running wine. The wine will run into that one kli, and that's okay. But don't start bringing more than one keli, because otherwise you'll bring from across the street, from Rishus Harabim. That's where we want to limit you. On top of that brisa, came Rav Shizvi with the following apparently mistaken statement, and he said, don't bring a kli that holds more than 3 meals. That of wine, that kli that you bring in order to absorb the wine, should not contain more than gimel seudos. Okay, now, and Rav Chizda admitted to that, and Rava says wrong. Rava says you're wrong. No, I disagree. You are allowed to bring a kli as big as you want. That one kli that you bring can be humongous, can be very big. Now, this is similar to our case. Why? Because there the wine also is trickling one by one. The wine, it wasn't there before. It's also you collecting the wine, boom, black, boom, blip, 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 into the big kli. Then you take the big kli, take it to your house. So in a way, it's similar to collecting into the box and then taking one box with a lot of it. And Rava said, chofshi. You are allowed to put it. It's wrong to limit. So mashma mina, kebalatzil dami v'shapir dami. You see from the statement of Rava, this is viewed as lehatzil v'shapir dami. Just like over there, one big kli, and I'm standing like a lemele, collecting. Maybe meanwhile, I'm going to get my son to bring from across the street. I'm involved. I'm taking it there and it's dripping and schmipping, and I'm still standing, and only the end will be full. And still we say it's okay. And it's similar to our case of collecting into the big box. You see, it's allowed, Shapir Dami. Amar Rav Nachman bar Yitzchak LaRove, my tarusa, who told you it's a mistake? Rove is an Amoiro, right? Rove is saying that Rav Shezvi misled everybody to think that you are limited regarding the size of the kli that accepts the wine. Who told you? Rashi says, Minalach dutusi biyodi. How do you know that really? How do you, Rav, know Rav Shizvi was wrong? Maybe he's right. Maybe you should be limited regarding the size of the wine, the barrel that's there to the kli that saves the wine. Amalei diktani. Because look, what does it say in the Brisa? Ubilvad shelo yovi kli acher v'iklot, kli acher v'itzaref. It says in the Brisa that there is one limitation. What's the limitation? Don't bring more kelim. As I told you, you're allowed to bring one kli. Don't bring one more kli to accept it straight from the roof. Remember, ikloit is when the flow goes that way, and itzarif is when the flow goes directly next to the wall. In any event, the diuk is kli acheru deloi. Aval ba'umana kama deboy matzil. Another kli you're not allowed to bring. It sounds like the only limitation. If the Brisa wants to tell limitations, it told the limitations already. What's the one limitation we know in the Brisa? What is that? That you can't bring more kelim. Aval ba'umana, that one kli kama deboy matzil. You can save as much as you want. In other words, if the Brisa wouldn't have said any limitation, then you, the Amoraim, can start maybe figure out yourself. The Brisa told you the limitation. The limitation is not about the size of the kli, but rather the amount of additional kelim. You can have one kli only. Mashma, that one kli, we didn't see any limitation about. If the Brisa already talked about limitations, would have told you more. You're making up more chumras. That's what Rava claims. Then Rava says no. As long as it's one kli, even if it's huge, it's okay. Same thing over here. If you have one big box and you collect into the big box on Shabbos, while the Srefa is going on, you collect many, many, many small packages into the big kli. As long as the last collection point between the dispatch is one big kli, it's okay. That's what Rava holds. Just like with the wine. Yeah?
There's still limitations. You can only bring out
Bidiyuk. Because although he's running around, he knows I can't run around and do whatever I want. I do know that there's one collection point only, and only there I'm allowed to put. And his wife and 10 kids and 9 daughters-in-law, they all know that there's one collection point which is limited. You can't put anything outside. And then you take it out. That limitation is good enough to remind them that this is not a free-for-all, and we're not going to put out the fire. Oh, here we have a gishmaka thing. Vigul shel dveila. Cheshbon. Oh, now we have a very, very gishmaka piece over here. All of Gemara is gishmaka. What did we say in the Mishnah? The Mishnah said something very interesting. Let me remind you of the Mishnah. The Mishnah said, a person whose house is lo olaini, the house is on fire. Misken. So he's telling people, listen, everybody, no announcement. Bo batzil lochem. My house is on fire. I have a lot of food in the house, Baruch Hashem. Mol Birkas Hashem. Come take for yourselves. Okay. Yeah. Says the Mishnah, Imem Pikrim, if they're smart, and at the moment we think smart mitzad Choshen Mishpat. If like a Soichrim, they know the Hilchas Choshen Mishpat, they can make a cheshbon with him that if he wants his food back, you want your food back? Let's talk about it. Yeah, we want some schar for what we did. If you want to get your money, your food back. Frag the Gemara, cheshbon ma'avidite. What kind of cheshbon are you talking about? Mafkir kazochu, which means, what is our cheshbon? Cheshbon means, let's talk about how much you owe us. But if it's complete hefker, which it was, it says everyone can take, right? If so, they own those sausages, those hot dogs, they own the beef corn, they own everything, they own the yogurts and they own the milk. It's theirs. So if he wants it back, clearly either they'll keep it for them. That's yummy ice cream. I never had that flavor before, mommy. So nice that his house burnt. Disgusting. Yeah? Or you want your ice cream back, pay me in full. What's a cheshbon to do? Cheshbon sounds like let's calculate, halachically, financially. What do you mean? It's completely theirs. You want it back, buy it back from me. Amav Chizda Chasidish. Midas Chasidus Shanukan. We're talking here about people who have Midas Chasidus. Machzirin lo, says the Ritva. Those people in the Mishnah are not the regular people who want to take advantage of others, and they know that the Hefker was not Belev Shalom. Why was he mafkir? He's not making a house sale. He's not being nice to people, became a big philanthropist. His house was on fire. And since they know that the Hefker wasn't really Belev Shalom, they don't want to take advantage. And that's be this Chasidus. Okay. And therefore what? Let's just realize what's going on here. And therefore, what do we say? They're not going to ask for full price, but they're going to ask for the work that they did. Let's say I saved from your house, food that's worth 1,000 shekels. I'm not going to ask you for 1,000 shekels. I'm not that nasty. Because I know you're not really mafkir. Because me is chasidus. But what will I ask you? I went into the fire, took out the 1,000 shekel worth. I think that job is worth 400 shekels. Give me 400 shekels. Frek the Gemara, Omar Rove. Rove, Rashi says, interfered in Rav Chisda's words. Chasidi, Agar the Shabta Shakli. If the such tzaddikim, Chasidim, are they taking schar Shabbos? Are they taking money for work they did on Shabbos? Now Rashi points out, and also the Ritva, it's not real schar Shabbos because it wasn't agreed upon before. He didn't tell them 4 o'clock in the afternoon there will be fire. Please come help me. It wasn't a planned arson for the insurance. What was the story there? It wasn't planned, and it was anyhow from Hefker Mezochu. But a Chosid wouldn't even touch something that feels like Schar Shabbos. That's Ritva. Because it's a nidnud of they did work on Shabbos, right? To play firefighter. So Mimela, they're not going to take anything. You get the conundrum over here. It's a question. If we're talking about people who are opportunists, people who are like, they'll say, you want your food back? It's Hefker. 1,000? I'll give it to 1,000, maybe even 1,010. That's not the kind of people we're talking about. We're talking about the Hasidim, the ones who go above and beyond. Hasidim who go above and beyond should give him for free because they're not going to touch money that somehow came on Shabbos. Ela Marove, there's a middle road. There's a middle case. We're talking about a person who's Yiresh Shamayim on one hand. He's not a chosid mamish to give it for free, but he's not an opportunist exploiter to take it for full money. Yiresh Shamayim, middle of the road, meaning on one hand, he doesn't want to benefit and take advantage of other people. And as Rashi says now, like the Ritva, the first white line, he knows that the Hefker wasn't Belev Sholem. So he feels it's wrong. It's nasty to take advantage of the guy. Misken, his house burnt. The yogurt is worth 1,002 shekels and 50 agorot. So give me 1,050 agorot. Come on. He's not that bad. On the other hand, they're not holding the darg of Hasidim to work for free completely. Now, if so, what's the pikhin? What's the pikhin about? Oh, listen to the punchline. Let me explain. Pikrin means not with money, as we thought before. Pikrin regarding Hilchas Shabbos, which means those people are allowed to take money for what they did. Why? They're not commissioned to. In other words, let me start from scratch. They're not taking the 1,240 that the food in the fridge is worth, right? How much would you take? How much would you charge to play firefighter, fireman, and go in and take out the food? I would charge 450 shekels. They're allowed to take from him 450 shekels, and that's what they do. What's the pikhus? The pikhus is as follows, says the Gemara. They know that it's not Schar Shabbos. Even though the Hasidim would say it is, above and beyond, but Me'ikar Din, it's not Schar Shabbos. Why? He did not commission them to do that. It's not like I decided on Friday, okay, I'm coming to your house 4 o'clock in the afternoon to save the food. That would be Mamish Schar Shabbos. That's also. It's pre-planned and it's his food. Here, it's not pre-planned, and the whole thing was anyway half-hefker when it happened. Was hefker, huge hefker, whatever. Therefore, it's not Schar Shabbos. If they're pikeach and they know Hilchas Shabbos, they don't have to be extra machmir, right? And then chinami, they're allowed to take Schar Shabbos. That's all. However, it is true that if they want to be nasty and midas adin, they could ask him for the full price of the food. Why? Because it's true that it's hefker, and we got it from hefker mikadin. No, it's not muda. It's not such good hefker. We're not talking about such people here. Lechem metzilin. I mean, I don't think it's recommended, obviously. Yes, MUD. They can ask the rabbi. They can ask the Rav. If they don't know halacha, which I don't know halacha either. So on Motzei Shabbos, let's say they want to give back the neighbor the food plus give us the schar tircha. Ask a Rav, and the Rav will tell them that you're allowed to because it's not schar Shabbos. Okay, that's a pikhus. The pikhus means the pikhus to know Hilchas Shabbos and not be too machmir on yourself necessarily. They want to be Hasidim, even better. You want to give it back for free? It's praiseworthy. It's midas Chasidus, even nicer. You're not touching on anything that looks like Schar Shabbos. Dikchen means they know the Ikar Din. Yeah. I mean, here, yeah. Lechem metzili. Zog the Gemara, maish naoch dektani lochem, umaish naoch dektani imi. Very good, right? In other words, that Gemara asks the question, why by food it says you can take for yourselves, and by the garments you can say, save with me, which sounds more direct, like I want you to help me with the garments. Amri answers the Gemara. Gabi mezonis tani lochem, mishmud loka chazu ela. There's the gears there in the side. Loka chazu ela uchazilei ela mozen gimal seudos. By the gimal seudos, each person can only take sholosh sudas, and that's it, including balabais, right? That's it. Only sholosh sudas is what you're allowed to take, and you're not allowed to tell them, take for me. What do you mean take for me? You're only allowed 3. They're your shluchim, so they're taking for you 100 sudas. That's not allowed. Aval gabe levushim ktani imi, which would kachazil lekula yoima. By levushim, by garments, you can say no, take with me, because he's not limited with regarding the amount of garments he can save. What I said before now is coming into play, meaning, why is it so? Why is it so? You can say, save for me, save me my 100 suits and my 100 trousers and pants and streimels. Why can he say the whole thing? Because he's really allowed to go back again and again and again. Why is he allowed to take as many clothing items as he wants? You know why? Because he's limited about the way it's done. Because he's limited not mitzad the amounts, he's limited mitzad the way he's only allowed to wear it. The way it's done, he's not allowed to schlep the levush and take it. He's only allowed to wear it. That's a limitation. That's what this is limited, but the amount is not limited. So his neighbors, Reuven, Shimon, Levi, and Shprinsky, they can all take the garments, wearing it for him. At the end of the day, they're all shluchim, and they're taking 1,000 garments. It's okay because he's not taking it, he's wearing it, and so are they. Atzlochu bracha, thank you very much to people on Torah Anytime. Yeah, done. And everybody here, I'm not feeling so well. I hope to be here tomorrow night. Wish me for Shlema. I hope to be here. Let's assume there's shir tomorrow night. Be'ezus Hashem. I hope to rest well. If not, I'll let you know. But hopefully, yes. Thank you, Atzlocha. Thank you to Ma'am Lois. Thank you to Torah Anytime and to everybody who came here today. Thank you, Atzlocha. Shkoyach.